Hey everybody, welcome to Reach and Reverie. Today we're going to talk about the number of eggs my 9 hens laid in 1 year. Here on our little homestead in the middle of town, we are raising a flock of backyard chickens. We have 6 breeds here on this homestead. So if you're new to our channel, let me introduce you to our girls. We have Sinisa. Sinisa is a blue sapphire gem. We have little Dua. She's our smallest chicken and she is a Dominique. We have our alpha, Miss Odette. She is a light Brahma. We have Yasha. She's an Australorp. We have Molly, an Amberlink right there. Little Miss Myrtle, Rhode Island Red. We also have Pip and Ariel, who are also Rhode Island Reds, just like Myrtle right there. Hey Pip, don't bite my shoe. She's gonna bite my shoe, guys. And then we have Miss Mary, another Amberlink right there. Hi Mary. So let me show you how I keep track of the number of eggs our chickens lay. I have this calendar right here. We always get a chicken calendar every year. And so every day when we collect the eggs, we run inside and write the number of eggs on the calendar for that day. So if we run out multiple times, we'll say, I collected 3 in the morning, 4 at lunch, 1 after work, and 1 before bed. So that would be 9 eggs that day. We can see how many eggs they average each week and month, as well as monitor any drastic changes in their laying frequency and laying habits. I think that getting a calendar when you own chickens, and it doesn't have to be a chicken calendar, it could be any calendar, but I just think that it is very beneficial to monitor how many eggs that they lay throughout the year. So even though there are a ton of factors that affect laying, there's a lot of variables that go into it. It kind of helps you keep an eye on the overall health of your flock. It's just one extra nice little thing to do. And it's fun when at the end of the year you get to make a video just like this saying how many eggs we got all year. So all 9 of our hens were born September 5th of 2019, and we got our first egg January 12th of 2020. Sinisa, our blue sapphire gem, was actually the first chicken to start laying, and soon after, within 2 weeks, the rest of the chickens began to follow suit, and our entire flock was laying by the end of the month of January. The age of first lay can depend on a lot of different variables, including the breed of chicken you own, the season in which you're raising them in, also including the environmental factors and the overall health of each chicken you own. Did you know that it takes anywhere between 24 and 26 hours for a chicken to produce an egg? So, in general, your chicken can only lay 1 egg per day. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but as a good rule of thumb, you can estimate that you will only get 1 egg per chicken every day, at most. Here's another fun one, guys. So even though you may have seen brown eggs, white eggs in the store, green, blue, and even pink colored eggs, each chicken can only lay 1 of those colors, and different breeds lay different colors from each other. And some people even select the breed of chicken they want based on the color eggs that they want to get out of those chickens. Understanding that each of your chickens is going to be pretty consistent in the color of egg that they lay, meaning that if your chicken lays brown eggs, they're always going to lay brown eggs, they'll never lay a white egg. You can get to know your chickens and their laying habits, and even sometimes be able to tell which chicken laid which egg in your egg basket. Being able to tell which egg belongs to which chicken can be really beneficial in monitoring your chicken's laying habits, seeing who's laying, how often, is there anything a little odd about the egg that they laid, and it's really helpful in maintaining your overall flock health. It's just one tool to have in your belt. Look at that, she's got a lizard. Everybody's gonna be chasing after her. She's gonna go off and try to eat it. Run, Ariel, run! Like they're all going after her. Oh, you gotta eat it, Ariel. Here she comes. Chickens are cute. You can generalize that chickens will lay an average number of eggs in the first year that you have them. However, there are so many factors that go into how they lay throughout the year. Some parts of the year they lay more eggs, sometimes they'll drop in egg production for various reasons. So let's talk about the factors that influence the number of eggs that your chickens can lay. The first factor that we're going to talk about that influences the amount of eggs your chickens can lay is seasons. Did you know that chickens will lay less eggs in the winter, and some chickens will stop laying altogether in the winter? It's completely normal and directly related to the amount of light that they're exposed to during a day. Shorter days means shorter production. It is really windy today, guys. Woo hoo hoo. A little chilly too. It was so hot yesterday. I should have done this video yesterday. What was I thinking? Shorter days means lower egg production. Now you can, and some people actually do, force a chicken to continue to lay throughout the winter by exposing them to supplemental light. Therein, you're basically making the chicken think that their days are longer, and so they continue to produce eggs throughout the time that they normally would be taking a break with laying. I personally do not provide supplemental light to my girls because I think they deserve a break if they need one. A hen is born with a set, predetermined number of eggs that she can lay in her lifetime. Forcing a chicken to lay throughout the winter may provide you with immediate production in the moment at the cost of production later in her life. Forcing a chicken to lay throughout the winter and keeping her production very high year-round can also lower her life expectancy. Chickens that have much higher egg productions typically do have shorter life expectancies. Did you know that even though chickens are at the bottom of the food chain, everything wants to eat a chicken, they can actually live as long as your average dog or even house cat? Some chickens have been known to live as long as 20 years. When it comes to analyzing your chicken's laying habits and frequencies, you need to take into consideration environmental factors. Did you know that the weather can actually affect your chicken's egg production? Weather conditions such as extreme heat, heavy snowfall, hail, high winds, they can drop your chicken's egg production. That's because all of these environmental factors are putting stress. Oh, it's windy. See, I'm stressing out my chickens over here. Sorry, girls. Anything that's unusual to them, anything that's extreme will stress your chickens out. Stress may cause your chicken to stop laying. We've noticed a significant drop in egg production during the hottest months of our year, and we've also noticed that anytime that we get a hailstorm, anytime that it snows, we'll end up getting less eggs the next day because our chickens were experiencing stress on those days. Another cause of stress that may affect your laying chickens is moving. Say you just bought some chickens online and they're already laying age and you've been told that they're already laying, but when you get them home, they're not laying for you. That's because they're under stress. They have to adjust to their new environment. It may take a couple weeks, but once they're settled in, they should get back to laying. Or maybe you already own chickens and you decide to move on to a bigger homestead. So you pack up your current flock and you take them to this new homestead, and when you put them back into their chicken coop at the new spot, even if it's the same coop, they're not used to that new place you've moved them to, and it might take them a while to settle in before they continue to lay. Sometimes even something like pecking order drama can cause a drop in egg production for a chicken. If they're getting chased around all the time and they're stressed out, it can cause issues for them. So one thing that I've noticed is if I can set up an environment where my chickens can have a lot of space to act like chickens and scratch around and they have plenty of access to food, then there's less drama. If your chickens are cooped up in a small run, or you have too many chickens for the size area that you can have them in, they're gonna start picking on each other because they're bored. So try to provide your chickens with ample opportunities, ample room, lots of space to be chickens, and you're gonna see less drama in your flock and higher egg production because of that. One factor that can cause a chicken to stop laying completely for a time is molting. Molting is a time where your chicken sheds out its old feathers and replaces all of those old feathers from the year before with new feathers so that they can be fresh and vibrant for the spring mating season the next year. In general, most chickens will molt annually during the winter months, but it is possible for your chicken to molt any time of the year, and sometimes they can go into a molt because of stress. When your chicken is going through a molt, they can sometimes feel emotionally vulnerable. They might have more drama with the chicken flock because they themselves are feeling insecure with the loss of their feathers. They can sense that they're at a weaker position. They're easier to get pecked on. I know, for example, Dua is our Dominique, and she recently went through a molt, and the entire time that she was molting, she was putting a target on her back and acting vulnerable. And so the other chickens were going after her when they normally wouldn't be that aggressive towards her. Now that she's come through her molt and she's gained a lot more confidence back with her new feathers, they are picking on her a lot less. Feathers are made up of protein, so when the chickens are having to grow back a whole new set of feathers, they're expending a lot of protein, and they generally need more protein in their diet. So during the winter months, we often give them more snacks like mealworms and grubblies. We'll offer them some tuna and just try to support them by giving them more options to eat protein in their diet. That way they can get through the molt a little bit better. The reason why molting affects egg production so much is because since feathers are made up of protein and eggs have a lot of protein, they're putting that protein into their feathers instead of their eggs. Generally, once they have a whole new set of feathers, then they can get back to laying eggs again. Did you know that some chicken breeds simply lay more eggs than other breeds? Not every chicken is created equal. Chickens have been selectively bred over so many years, and some breeds are bred more for meat, some breeds are bred to lay eggs more, and some breeds are dual purpose, meaning you can eat them for meat or get eggs because they produce a decent amount of eggs every year. We have 6 different breeds on our homestead. 3 of our breeds are more suited for extremely high egg production. They are egg layers, 100%. The other half of our flock, the other 3 breeds, are dual purpose breeds, meaning that they put on a little bit more muscle mass, and at the cost, they don't lay quite as frequently, but they do still provide eggs and give us a decent number of eggs every year. Our 3 breeds that are considered production breeds are our Rhode Island Reds, our Amber Lynx, and our Australorp. Our 3 breeds that I would consider dual purpose breeds are our Blue Sapphire Gem, our Dominique, and our Light Brahma. Let's talk about egg production from each breed based on my experience with the breeds I own. Now, even within a breed, there are individual variances. So if we only have one example of a breed, that doesn't mean that the whole breed is going to be exactly this way. That's just the way my chicken is from this breed. Our Blue Sapphire Gem, Siniza, she lays extra large eggs. And sometimes she has double yolked eggs. It's just kind of a general egg to us, but we do love her. She has a great, calm personality, and is just a wonderful chicken to own. Some of Siniza's eggs are bigger than others, but in general, they're about as long as the width of my palm of my hand. And I have pretty big hands for a girl. With Siniza, we only get 2 to 4 eggs a week from her, but her eggs are generally much larger than the other chicken's eggs. Our Brahma, Odette, also lays very large eggs, but she lays a little bit more often than Siniza, and her eggs are really amazingly tasty. Our Rhode Island Reds lay very consistently. All 3 of our Rhode Island Reds lay just about every single day, and they lay beautiful brown eggs that are very consistent in flavor and uniformity, and their eggs are about the size of an average large egg, and they lay pretty brown eggs. Our Amber Lynx lay beautiful, rich, medium dark brown eggs. Their eggs aren't as dark as, say, a black copper Moran's, but they are darker brown than any of the other eggs we get on our little homestead. Amber Lynx lay just about every single day, and they have some of the highest egg production on our little farm. Amber Lynx eggs are really uniform in shape, texture, and flavor, and they're our favorite eggs that we get on our little homestead. Our Australorp has pretty high egg production. Her eggs are long and skinny, but we really love the flavor. Our Dominique, she lays a really heavy bloom, which makes her brown eggs look pink. If you wash the eggs, then you can see that her true egg color is brown. No chicken actually lays a pink egg, but what makes it look pink is the heavy bloom layer that they put on their egg. A bloom is a protective membrane that goes over the egg to keep bacteria from entering the egg while a chick is developing. So it's completely normal and there's nothing wrong with a bloom, but it sure does make her eggs look really beautiful. Dua, she lays pretty consistently and gives us a lot of really beautiful pinkish looking eggs. Another point that can put stress on a chicken and make them lay a little bit less frequently is weight. We've noticed that our heavy girls like Saniza and Odette, they don't lay as frequently. They're putting more effort into their size than their eggs. A lot of the production breeds like Rhode Island Reds and Amber Lynx, they put all of that protein that they eat into the eggs that they create. So they're able to create eggs just about every day. All of these production breeds are a lot lighter than the dual purpose breeds. So for example, Mary, who is our Amber Link, she only weighs about 3.5 pounds, whereas Saniza, our big girl, I would estimate her at least 7 pounds. She's a big girl, twice as big as Mary. Another factor that plays into the amount of eggs your chickens can lay is their age. Chickens are most productive during the first year of their life, and every year after that, you can expect to see at least a 20% decrease in their egg production every year that they age. Although, in general, chickens should continue to lay, albeit infrequently, over their lifetime. One last point to mention when you see a dramatic decrease in their egg production is, are you finding all of their eggs? Sometimes chickens can be a little naughty and they don't always do what they're told. 99% of the time, your chickens should lay in their egg boxes. They feel safe, it's nice and dark, it's a great place to lay eggs. But every now and then, a chicken's gonna lay where she wants to lay. Maybe they have a little stash of eggs that they don't want you to find. Our girls have been known to lay underneath of their coop. They've laid in our hay storage, and they also like to lay under that little rosemary bush over there because it's nice and dark and it's like a little cave for them. So keep your eyes peeled for those eggs, pun intended. So how many eggs did our girls lay in 365 days? What do y'all think, girls? So let's find out how many eggs our chickens laid over the past 365 days. I crunched the numbers and I wrote down the monthly totals for how many eggs we collected, as well as the average number of eggs we were collecting every day. So we got our first egg on January 12th of 2020. So we're counting their production on January 12th of 2020, and we're gonna end their count on January 12th of 2021 this year. So in the first month that our girls were laying last year, they laid 33 eggs, which is an average of 2 eggs per day that we were able to collect. Now keep in mind that even though Saniza started laying on January 12th, it took the rest of the month for the other 8 girls to start laying. So of course our egg production would be a little lower. Now, in the month of March, which would be their second month of laying, their first full month for some of them, we got 238 eggs total from our girls, which brings us to an average of us collecting about 8 eggs per day. That's extremely high production, and we're extremely proud of our girls. 8 eggs a day out of 9 chickens, we will take that, yes. Now in April, we got 224 eggs, which averages 7 eggs collected per day. In May, we got 230 eggs from the girls, which is an average of 8 eggs a day. Now, in June and July, we did suffer with egg production because June and July are the hottest months of the year out here in western Texas in the Chihuahuan Desert where we are. So in June, we got 208 eggs. In July, we only got 200 eggs. However, that brings it out to us averaging 6 eggs per day from our chickens. And just a little fun fact, our family of 3, we eat about on average 6 eggs per day. So here at this kind of low point in our egg production during the middle of the summer, we were still getting in just about as many eggs as we could eat, which is perfect for us. In August, it got a little cooler again. We were over the hottest part of the summer, and so our egg production jumped back up to 215 eggs for the month of August. That brings us out to averaging 7 eggs per day in August. Now these are all averages, so some days we would collect a little bit less than that. Some days we were still collecting 9 eggs from our chickens, but it's just over the course of the month. I just did a general this many eggs divided by this many days in the month, and that's how I was figuring in the average of how many we were collecting. So we weren't collecting 7 every day. Some days we were getting more, like 9. Some days we were getting 5, but overall we were getting about 7 eggs a day in August. In September, it was much cooler and we got 225 eggs, which brought our average back up to 8 eggs per day in September. I do remember September being a really good month. We were getting 9 and 8 eggs a lot during that month. That was marking the chickens' 1-year birthday because they were born September 5th, and also my birthday's in September. And so it was just a really good month for chickens and laying eggs, September. In October, we had a huge crushing drop in our egg production. A couple of our girls got sick. Saniza, our blue sapphire gem, she had bumblefoot, so she dropped in egg production. Myrtle, she ended up getting what we think was coccidia, and so she dropped in egg production. And then Mary had either a respiratory or a sinus infection that we had to treat. So 3 out of our 9 girls were suffering an illness in October. We only got 156 eggs for the month of October, which averaged 5 eggs per day. Now, going into November, we did jump back up. Our girls were healthy and healed, so we got 199 eggs per day. But you can see 199 is a lot less than what we were getting in the spring because the days are shorter and chickens lay less eggs when the days are shorter. So we got 6 eggs per day in November. In December, we dropped to 139 eggs, averaging 4 eggs a day. That's the shortest time of the year for us. And then this month, January, I only counted up to the 12th because January 12th marks 365 days for the girls laying. So this month, we have gotten exactly 50 eggs up to January 12th, which brings us in at averaging 4 eggs a day this month. Are y'all guys ready to hear how many we got total? All right. So the grand total, are you ready for it? Drum roll, cue the drum roll. We got 2,309 eggs in 365 days of having laying chickens. That is roughly 193 dozen eggs, you guys. That's a lot of huevos. Wow, our chickens are rocking it. Did you know that, wow, it's really windy. And a couple of the chickens, oh, it's so windy, oh my gosh. Now, some of my chickens, they're clucking because of how windy it is right now. What is it, girls? Now, I did a quick Google search and I just typed into the bar, how many eggs can a chicken lay in a year? And that simple Google search popped up, like one of the top results was like, if you have a good condition backyard chicken that's raised really well, they can lay up to 250 eggs a year. Now, if you just take 2,309 and divide it by 9 chickens, it comes out to something like 256 eggs per chicken. Now that's not completely accurate because I know some of my chickens didn't lay that many eggs. They were taking a little break every now and then. I'm talking to you, Saniza. But that means that some of the chickens laid much higher than that per year, which means a couple of our chickens have extremely good egg production, and all of these girls made me so proud this year, and I am just really happy with this flock of chickens that we have. I don't know about y'all, but I am so proud of my girls with how hard they worked this year to provide food for my family. Now y'all stay tuned. This week we talked about how many eggs my chickens laid in a year. Coming up soon, if y'all stay tuned, keep a lookout for it, I'm gonna talk about, is it worth it having backyard chickens? Do we lose money having backyard chickens, or do we save money in the cost of eggs? So stay tuned for that. That's coming up really soon. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and I will see y'all soon. Say bye. Say bye, Mary. Say bye, Mary. She doesn't talk very much, does she? She likes her little chin scratched. Let she go like this. Say bye, Mary. Go say bye. you a good lap chicken? You like to sit with me? You're a really good layer. Thank you for laying so many eggs this year. We're proud of you. You did a good job. You did a good job.